over the investigation and has even moved the FBI away from this investigation, and they're trying to block the FBI and local and state officials from conducting an investigation. The victim has now been identified. His name is Alex J. Preddy, 37 years old, of South Minneapolis, brutally murdered by Donald Trump's Border Patrol Gestapo, led by Greg Bovino. Alex J. Preddy had no criminal record. He worked as an ICU nurse for the VA. He was a legal gun owner. He had a permit for concealed carry of his firearm, which is what he appeared to be doing when this shooting took place, when he was killed in cold blood by Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo. He was not brandishing a weapon. He had a cell phone, and he was videotaping ICE and Border Patrol Gestapo terrorizing the communities in Minneapolis and St. Paul. When he was approached by the Border Patrol, beat by the Border Patrol, bludgeoned and pistol whipped by the Border Patrol. While he was on the ground, he appeared to be pepper sprayed. He was repeatedly pummeled before he was shot over and over again by Trump's Gestapo. You heard about 10 to 11 shots that were fired. Utterly, utterly horrific. Say his name, Alex J. Preddy. Say her name, Renee Nicole Good. This Trump Gestapo is out of control. They are on a rampage, terrorizing communities, killing people in cold blood. Now, Dimitri Jakonja, a doctor who is a colleague of Alex Preddy, posted the following. Alex Preddy was a colleague of ours at the VA. We hired him to recruit for our trial. He became an ICU nurse. I loved working with him. He was a good and kind person who lived to help, and these efforts executed him. Alex, from our time working together while he was in nursing school. Later, he moved to ICU, working as a nurse to support critically ill veterans. He had such a great attitude. We'd chat between patients about trying to get in a mountain bike ride together. We will never now, because of Trump's evil and despicable Gestapo. Speaking of evil and despicable terrorists, Stephen Miller posted the following. This is what he said about Alex J. Preddy. He said, a domestic terrorist tried to assassinate federal law enforcement. And this is your response? You and the state's entire Democrat leadership team have been flaming the flames of insurrection for the singular purpose of stopping the deportation of illegals who invaded the country. One day, Stephen Miller needs to be tried in The Hague for crimes against humanity. What a despicable piece of shit Stephen Miller is, and excuse my language, but what a vile piece of trash that terrorist scumbag is. And how dare he post this. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, filming federal agents is only domestic terrorism to fascists. Now what another vile piece of trash posted today. Here's what Donald Trump posted moments ago as the cover-up from this despicable authoritarian regime continues. Donald Trump posted the following. Among other things, this is a cover-up for the billions of dollars that have been stolen from the once great state, but soon to be great again, Minnesota, President Donald J. Trump. Then Donald Trump posts a photo of a gun and says the following. This is Donald Trump's view, and this is how they're trying to spin things now. And you all know that Alex Preddy was a legal gun owner. He had a legal permit to conceal carry. There's something called the Second Amendment. I guess for the MAGA Republicans, what the Second Amendment means is that it enables school shootings with semi-automatic weapons, and they're okay with that. But when the Second Amendment is actually being used for its lawful purpose with legal holders of firearms, then I guess the Trump regime says those are domestic terrorists, and by you owning a gun lawfully, you get shot in the face if you're an ICU nurse helping our veterans. How shameful is this regime? Here's what Donald Trump posted moments ago. This is the gunman's gun, loaded with 2 additional full magazines. and ready to go. What is that all about? Where are the local police? Why weren't they allowed to protect ICE officers? The mayor and the governor called them off. It is stated that many of these police were not allowed to do their job, that ICE had to protect themselves. Not an easy thing to do. Why does Ilhan Omar have $34 million in her account? And where are the tens of billions of dollars that have been stolen from the once great state of Minnesota? We are there because of massive monetary fraud with billions of dollars missing and illegal criminals that were allowed to infiltrate the state through the Democrats' open border policy. We want the money back, and we want it back now. Those fraudsters who stole the money are going to jail where they belong. This is no different than a really big bank robbery. Much of what you're witnessing is a cover-up for this theft and fraud. The mayor and the governor are inciting
Good afternoon, this is Elder G again. Well, in Minneapolis, ICE killed another person. I saw the video. And I'm going to show you the difference between somebody that really believes in God and somebody that believes in justice and somebody that really believes in righteousness and somebody that really want Christ to lead them and guide them. This is the way that you're supposed to talk if you are a true believer. If you believe in justice and honesty and integrity, if you believe that, then you can talk the same way I'm talking. If you don't stand up and talk like I'm talking, what you confessing Christ for? What you talking about you loyal to God for? God is love. God is justice. God is peace. God is long-suffering. The Bible didn't say wait till a jury convicts somebody. The Bible didn't say that you had to bring in 10 or 15 evidence. That's not what the Bible said that righteous people supposed to go by. The Bible said that righteous people is supposed to judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. The Bible also say at the mouth, not at the courtroom, not at the police station, not in the jury box. The Bible say at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, that thing is confirmed. I saw what happened from at least 4 different viewpoints of the people that was there was filming. I saw with my own eyes. I heard with my own ear what the young lady was saying when the ICE agent went up and started grabbing the man and then pushed the woman down on the ground. And she kept on asking them, what are you doing? What are you doing? And everybody was telling ICE, what are you doing? It was about 9 of them on the man on the ground. And while he was on the ground, one of the ICE agents was pistol whooping him. This man ain't had no weapon. Yeah, he had a gun, and they say he had a license to carry. So he was legally carrying a gun, but he never took it out the holster. You watch the video. The ICE agent went and took the gun out. They slow motion and slowed it down. The ICE agent took the gun out of the man's holster and walked away with it. All that was illegally. When he took that gun out of that man's holster and he walked away with it in his hand, that made him a felon. That ICE agent was supposed to leave that gun right where it was, in that man's holster. They liars. I saw it with my own eyes. They slowed it down. they showed a man after they took the gun out of his holster. 9 ICE agents at least is down on the man on the ground, and one of them is pistol whooping the man. And then they shot at what they say, at least 11 shots was fired. I don't know how many actually hit him. That was an assassination. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the church being weak. I'm talking about fake preachers and fake deacons and fake people sitting on the motherboard. They sit back and they let this criminal, Donald Trump and his men, do all this evil. And these people worshiping Trump. And these religious leaders is praising him and bending the knee to him. Where are the real church at? That the Bible says that's in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. I ain't worried about what I'm saying. I'm telling you the truth. Can't nobody do nothing to me. I saw with my own eyes. They showed the video when it first came up. The ICE agent did not want the man filming all the evil stuff they was doing. Then they started grabbing on him and pushing him. And then they pushed the girl down on the ground. And she was just hollering and screaming, asking what were they doing. And then they just all stood around. And at least 11 shots was fired. That is a disgrace. You are American citizen. You the one that paying them salary. The 77 million Americans that knew what Donald Trump was. I don't have no mercy. No mercy. There's no way that you can say you don't know. He went to trial. He was convicted of sexual assault. He was 2-time impeached. He was convicted of 34 felonies. He was convicted of fraud with his companies. And you still voted for this evil. You put that evil on the street on American citizens and the National Guard and the Border Control and ICE. You evil. That's why you don't put evil people to be in authority around people that they hate. You just don't do it. 77 million people are just no good. The blood of that man and Renee is on your hand. Your votes is the one that's going to destroy this country, that's going to start a civil war. Your vote. 77 million. The House of Representatives, the United States Senate, and the Supreme Court that told Donald Trump that he can do anything he wants to as long as he's in office. He can even assassinate his opponent. It's a shame that American people, just because they hate black and brown people, it is disgusting